Holy crap, it's Swiftwind and Shira. Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. So guys, after getting back from PowerCon Toylanta, Power Up Toylanta, it's been an absolute whirlwind of news. I mean, I experienced so much at Toylanta this year. It was absolutely bonkers. Catching up with friends, meeting new friends, and of course, seeing such amazing action figures in person at the show, especially the gigantic dragon for the Four Horsemen. I'm pretty sure I messed up his name, but he is absolutely fabulous. And don't miss out on this crowdfund, guys, because once they stop the crowdfund, he is not available anytime else. But while we were over at Toylanta 2025, a couple of states over in Anaheim, California, Mondo unveiled details of their brand new Shira Filmation Style action figure, as well as freaking Swiftwind. Holy crap, this thing is absolutely ginormous. And I want to take a deep dive today and see exactly what was revealed at WonderCon 2025 for the Princess of Power, and a couple of small little Easter eggs, which I thought were absolutely amazing. Let's have a look, everybody. Hey guys, as many of you know, I just got back from Toylanta, and what an incredible show it was. Myself and, of course, my good friend Danny Green were there for Power Up Toylanta, and I gotta tell you, it was absolutely amazing. We were there, of course, with many of our good ToyTuber friends, and I gotta tell you, the crowds were popping. It was freaking insane. Of course, we were there helping to promote Flipor, who went around the convention just hanging out with his big dragon friends. And of course, this was to honor our good friend Ryan Endersby, whose dream was always to become a Four Horseman, and in some small part, that did happen. Huge shout out to our good friend Endless Fable on Instagram. Guys, you definitely should give Brian a like and a follow. He does amazing photography work, and of course, he's got some wonderful memories from the show. You should definitely head over to his channel, give him a like and a follow. Tell him that Jay sent you. We were also there promoting El Dragoon, a brand new comic book and action figure toy line, which we are hoping to kickstart later this year. The brainchild of my good friend Danny Green, and we are so excited about this. Thanks to everybody who dropped by the booth and picked up some of our prints. It was an absolute blast to meet every single one of you. And of course, the staff over at Toylanta, thank you again for everything. It was an absolute blast. We hope to see you guys again in 2026. And of course, a few states over at WonderCon, our friends at Mondo continue to make amazing drops for Master Universe, and I want to cover one of the biggest, and I do mean the biggest drop that they had over the weekend. Thanks to our good friends over at foreternity.com, a wonderful news resource for Master Universe news all year round. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. They revealed that Shira, Princess of Power, and of course her trusty steed Swiftwind were revealed at WonderCon 2025. Holy crap, everybody. There they are. Shira and Swiftwind, and we even see that He-Man is actually in the background. That's freaking awesome. This is incredible. I have a sneaking suspicion that Swiftwind is actually based off of the Scaremare buck, which was released last year, and I gotta tell you, this is absolutely insane. He looks absolutely fabulous with all that new modified armor. He's even got the front shin pads. He's even got the shin pads in the front. That incredible chest plate, this mask, which has a lot more gold ornaments on it, that singular unicorn horn, that flowing red mane, those incredible wings. What a wingspan he has. Again, very similar to the wingspan of Scaremare, but this time, instead of leathery wings, we have those wonderful angelic feathered wings in multicolors, and they look fabulous. And of course, he does have his saddle with stirrups for Shira to ride on top of him. And it appears he has two swappable heads, as well as the more Flimation style front chest plate and Flimation style mask. This is absolutely incredible. Here we can see those amazing wings. What an incredible wingspan. I'd have to say he's at least maybe even 30 inches to the top of his wings, which is freaking insane. They didn't have full details on this yet, although there was a slide presentation at the show, so maybe we can find out a little more of the details there. Zooming in closer, we can see that his saddle is just wonderfully adorned with all of those wonderful etchings. The gold trim on the outside, the rear portion of the saddle with these wonderful indicas everywhere. This is just gorgeous. He has that flowing red tail, and he looks absolutely magnificent with his white body, exactly as he appeared in the Flimation cartoon. Getting more of a close-up to the face of Swiftwind, this modified version of the head looks absolutely gorgeous. This is a very different departure from his Filmation style appearance, but as we can see here in the original release of Swiftwind, is probably a cue from the original version of Swiftwind, where his mask was actually more golden than it was blue or pink in nature. Swiftwind had much more gold in his overall design, with his wingtips at the front, the saddle itself also being of a gold nature, as well as the hooves. The Mondo sculptors have definitely taken this as a design cue, as well as the wing details, adorning them with gold, as well as his front chest plate and even his shin pads and hooves. Multiple fans were on hand and reported on this particular release for Shira and Swiftwind, including Dan Vesenmeyer, who provided us with these gorgeous shots. Colors on Swiftwind are just absolutely intense. All of the gold, purples, blues, they really do mix so well with the overall design of the horse. Here we see another angle, thanks to Dan, of the top of Swiftwind. The saddle itself is wonderfully colored with cyan, deeper aquas, and of course golden highlights on all of the heraldry everywhere. The stirrups themselves are of course of a cyan nature, and it's my understanding that this is actually closer to a production prototype for Swiftwind, whereas Shira is more of a test shot which they were able to color in time for the event. We can see a lot of the articulation here on the rear of Swiftwind, much like Scaremare, that he's able to do a lot of galloping poses, and he has multiple points of articulation on each leg. The additional head sculpts that were on display include a much more traditional Filmation style head sculpt for Swiftwind. This of course is a much more subdued, simplified version of his mask, but you can see the emotion in his eyes, and of course that wonderful singular unicorn horn. We also have another head sculpt. This one is more of Spirit's head sculpt, which I absolutely love, having just a simple headdress with a singular gem on the top and a beaded harness which wraps around the ears. Just gorgeous. Taking a look at both of them here, they are quite the pair. We can even see Lookie. We even see a deep cut character in the background there, and we're going to get to that a little later in the episode. But let's concentrate first on Shira. I do not believe that these two are going to be sold as a set, similar to the way Scareglow and Scaremare were sold separately, but as a bundle if you decided to go that route. Shira here looks absolutely amazing in her Filmation style, with the updated body that they're currently using for Tila, Evelyn, and the Goddess, giving her a slightly more toned and muscular appearance, but at the same time updating her overall look for the more Filmation design. Unfortunately, they were not able to actually make a more posable version of Shira in time for the show, so she really is standing in more of a T-pose stance. But what we see here is absolutely brilliant. From her boots to her gauntlets to her dress, and of course her overall facial sculpt, she looks absolutely stunning. Zooming in closer, we really can see just how good Shira looks. Her stoic look is not that soft. She really does look like a fierce Amazonian warrior. Her headdress is very much in that Filmation style, with a singular crystal on top and those wonderful wings framing her face. Her flowing hair going all the way down past her shoulders, that singular choker which is on her neck, two straps which helped hold up her bodice. Shira's bodice is very much in the Filmation cartoon design, and I love it. That singular flourish pattern in the center of her torso, the wings coming out from the top of her bodice, the overall stark white nature of her dress, and that wonderful belt. It appears that her skirt is actually going to be of a soft goods nature, although upon closer inspection, it's really difficult to tell if these are soft goods or actually sculpted, considering the first version of Mondo Shira had a sculpted skirt. Her forearm gauntlets, very much in the same style as the Mondo first release for Shira, adorned with a very similar flourish pattern as the front of her torso, and she does have a wonderful pair of boots in the Filmation style. Here we get another angle at Swiftwind's two different head sculpts, and they do look amazing. I love the subtle nature of the coloring on these figures, and here we have a closer look at the two additional accessories. Lookie, who fans will recognize as a very integral part of the Shira lore, the little friend who always helped play little games with kids, trying to find hide and seek with Lookie, and of course teaching valuable lessons at the end of each episode. And then, tucked in the background, we see someone who is incredibly deep cut. It is the unicorn Foal, who according to He-Man.fandom.org's Grayskull Wiki, is actually the child of Swiftwind and Starwind. This cute little guy appeared in several episodes of the Filmation cartoon and is now a wonderful accessory. Absolutely adorable, much the same as Lookie, and I'm so glad that we're getting these two. In Pursuit of Toys also had a couple of additional shots which are stunning, especially this particular one depicting both Shira and Swiftwind. Huge shout out to everybody who was at WonderCon 2025 and delivered these incredible shots, as we've been waiting for Shira and Swiftwind in their Filmation edition. Price is still to be determined, but I imagine they will fall in a similar price point as Scareglow and Scaremare, respectively. This is finally a dream come true for Princess of Power fans, and I can't wait until we actually get the pre-orders on these characters very, very soon. At the WonderCon Mondo panel, we did find more details of Shira, the 1/6 figure 3D render. As we can see here, she will be coming with 3 different looks. The first being, of course, her Filmation style appearance, which we've just seen. It appears that she will also come with a soft goods cape, completing her overall Filmation look. There's also a more traditional Shira appearance for the Princess of Power 40th anniversary, as she appeared in her toy form for the Princess of Power. Her headdress even appears as if it has 2 additional eye sockets at top. Perhaps this time we'll be able to flip it over and give her that secondary look for Shira. The dress itself looks very much like the original appearance of Shira in her toyetic version from 1985, and it appears that she has an even longer cape, but these are digital renders, so it's hard to confirm if that's actually the case. And finally, she has a third look, which I believe is derived from her Bubble Power She-Ra edition, as depicted here from FigureRealm.com. She was adorned with this crimson outfit and bubble shooter, which fit over the original character release, and it appears that that will also be included on the release of Shira for Mondo 1/6 scale 2025 edition. We did get a couple of additional details, and it appears that those 2 characters are actually included with Swiftwind, not Shira. So both Lookie and Foal will be included with Swiftwind, and Swiftwind measures a staggering 20 inches long from nose to tail, and I am assuming that he is nearly 30 inches tall with the wings fully extended. In Pursuit of Toys has a wonderful video on their Instagram page where you can take a look at the full rotation of Shira in her glory along with Swiftwind. This is something you should definitely check out, as the pictures are gorgeous, but it's always great to see fully rotatable images and video, and I'm very excited for what I see here with the Princess Power, Swiftwind, Lookie, and Foal. This is an incredible collection, guys, and I want to thank In Pursuit of Toys, our good friends over at foreternia.com, and all of the people who were able to capture video and these wonderful images for She-Ra, the Princess of Power, Swiftwind at Mondo's booth for WonderCon 2025. If you want to take a look at more detailed videos, you can definitely check out the WonderCon 2025 Mondo booth tour with Toy Migos, as they covered multiple different features for the Mondo booth, including the Marvel section, the Masters of the Universe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Manny Faces, their vinyl collection. Another figure we'll be taking a look at very closely with Mum-Ra, the ever-living from Thundercats, and of course, She-Ra, the Princess of Power with Swiftwind. Definitely give Toy Migos a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. The Princess of Power and her trusty steed, Swiftwind, have been revealed at WonderCon 2025, and I'm absolutely at a loss for words for what this means for the Princess of Power and her 40th anniversary. Get your wallets ready, everybody, because these 2 are definitely going to be a must-have in your collection, and you're going to need to start saving up, because these 2 definitely cost you a pretty penny, coming very, very soon. Mondo, what the heck are you doing, guys? This is going to burn an eternal hole in my wallet. I just can't believe this, but you got me again. I absolutely have to get my hands on Swiftwind, and I can't believe this. I'm going to get another version of Shira. This is just nuts. The Filmation version, of course, is my absolute all-time favorite versions of Masters of the Universe, as well as the Princess of Power. So I can't help but pick these up for my very own, and this is going to be absolutely crazy, everybody. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, what are your thoughts about the Princess of Power and Swiftwind finally being unveiled at WonderCon 2025. Are you guys as absolutely gobsmacked as I was taking a look at these incredible figures and the photos and videos that are being released on a constant basis now that it has been dropped? And are you going to be putting down your hard-earned cash for these 2 figures, knowing full well that it's going to be well over $500 by the end of it? Or are you kind of okay that the Princess of Power was released already by Mondo in one format, and you don't really have the room for a Swiftwind horse, similar to what happened with Scaremare, and you're okay to pass these by? Let me know those comments in the comment section below, guys. Toy news continues, everybody, in 2025, and Mondo wasn't done at WonderCon. As a matter of fact, Thundercats was top of mind for Mondo, and they unveiled details of their brand new Mum-Ra, the ever-living figure. I'll be covering that in its own separate video, which I'll have linked right here as soon as it's posted. You guys can check that video out, and I'll see you guys there. The Princess of Power and Swiftwind have made it to WonderCon 2025 just in time for their 40th anniversary. For the honor of Grayskull, everybody, good journey. Keep proud.